This is the mochafootball.com. This is the mochafootball.com weekly podcast.
Exclusive.
Okay, everybody, we're here with Coach Brown, head coach of Watkins. He's taking over this year. And, Coach, I want to start off by saying, there's a lot of intrigue about your program. You got a lot of great players coming back. Just talk about the excitement that's, around your program right now in the school, in the community, and some of the things that you're doing to kind of help it grow and help the community grow around the team. And
thanks. First off, thanks, Kevin, for having me on. I followed you guys last year, and you guys do a great job.
Appreciate that.
No worries. Yes, we're very excited about our program. The potential is great. People talk about Watkins being a diamond in the rough, and it is. It definitely is. We have exciting players at the skill positions as well as a couple on the line. Over the years, that has been, I would say, our weakness is our offensive line.
Right.
We're trying to bring the culture and the discipline and just the love for the game back to Watkins and the excitement.
Right.
Making the weight room cool again.
Right.
Obviously, winning helps.
Right.
To attract younger players or incoming ninth graders.
Right.
I think for a while, the Montgomery Chiefs organization, which is, with a mile within our school, has been ignored to an extent, for whatever reason.
Right.
But we have things in place. We got allocated for our 8th grade team, which just started yesterday. Practice as a feeder squad in the RFL league.
Right.
So that's very exciting for the program, for sure.
Right.
I think Kevin Watson did an outstanding job, and he really did lay the foundation. And I'm just looking forward to picking up kind of where he left off and building on the things that he's already installed and instilled and built in Watkins Mill, throughout Watkins Mill. I
just kind of want to expand on one of your points about the feeder league team. Last time we talked, you talked a lot about trying to get that back in with the MV Chiefs. Talk a little bit about Joseph Hooks, who's also an alumni of Watkins Mill, and kind of his role in trying to get the MV Chiefs and Watkins Mill kind of just roll with one another.
I would say Joseph Hooks does some really great things. He's done some really great things for the kids, for the Chiefs, and for current Watkins Mill players. He's coached for the Chiefs for a long time. He was on the coaching staff for a couple years at Watkins Mill. Obviously, yes, he is an alum. Also went to Shepherd. And, he has a lot of influence on the young kids.
Right.
And he really does. And, not to get too in depth on, he's kind of frustrated how things are going.
Right.
With the direction of Watkins Mill, because it's alum, and so was I. You know what I mean? I've been gone, and we haven't won, and it's frustrating.
Right.
And I totally understand where he's coming from.
Right.
I think he, as well as the entire community and alumni, want to see Watkins Mill win, and they want the best for the program.
Right.
And just an example, Joey Hooks put together a GoFundMe and raised, $3,500, and we got 3 new not brand new, but used power racks, which were, really necessary for the program.
Right.
He now is with Bullis. He is a linebacker coach there, position coach. But he is totally involved in the community. He came and donated shoes, multiple shoes, about 100 pair of shoes to our kids. He came the other day and talked to the school before he went to practice at Bullis. To talk about making good choices, things like that, over the events that happened, last week.
Right.
But he's a good guy, man, and we're happy to be associated with Joey.
Right.
And look forward to the relationship going forward.
You're also, and we saw this on social media, can you expand upon also the prep rally that you're having, and what the overall goal of that is supposed to be? Obviously, all schools have pep rallies and things like that, but what's a little bit different about the prep rally that you're going to have, you know, what is the overall arching thing that you're trying to get out of it for the school and just bringing pride back to Watkins Mill?
Yeah, no doubt, man. We're very excited. We're calling this first annual 2016 Mill Madness because it's kind of off the play of a Midnight Madness that Maryland does.
Right.
It's going to be the night before, September 1st, the night before our first home game versus Frederick.
Okay.
It's going to be that old school pep rally where it's just about football, cheerleaders, and palms. It's going to be held in the basketball gymnasium. We're going to have a DJ. We're going to have a lot of fun games. We're passing out orange headbands. You know, I'm not sure. What do they call it? The Swarm in Damascus? And
Hornets.
What do the guys call it?
Swarming Hornets and Screaming Eagles and things like that. Yeah.
Right. So we have Orange Nation.
Okay.
And we're just trying to bring back school spirit. And not to say it hasn't been there, but it needs to go to another level.
Okay.
As long as our program. And it's just going to get the kids excited. The football team's going to be really excited. Getting the community to come to our games and support us, man. That's because that's what we need. I know we don't want to play in front of crickets. It's just
right.
It don't get you going. You know, it's not the atmosphere you want. So with the Mill Madness, you know, we'll do giveaways and things like that, and fun games, and they're gonna learn chants. We're gonna teach them 2 chants.
Right.
So you know, just starting the tradition over again a little bit. You know, just changing the culture. That's what it's about.
Absolutely. And one thing that could put butts in the seats is having a really good quarterback, which you do. Markel Grant, our number 2 ranked quarterback in Montgomery County and number 9 overall. This is a kid that I'm really excited about seeing. I know Damon, my co-host, he's really excited about seeing Mr. Markel Grant out on the field as well. Just talk about his development since you've been involved with him and what you expect from him next year as a leader on your team and one of the better players in this county.
Yeah, well, Markel Grant, you know, that Markel Grant's only come along once in a while. I'll try to tell you a quick story. So when I first got hired back on at Watkins Mill as a position coach, DB receiver coach, there was an alumni game they had out back by the tennis courts where we practice at. And so I come out there, Joey Hooks is out there running around, guys are running around, and I see this tall black kid, and he's skinny.
Right.
He throws the ball. I see him throw this ball, and he threw it like 50, 60 yards in the air. And I turned to a couple of kids, and I said, who was that? They were like, that's Markel. I said, well, what position does he play? Or I was like, is he coming here? He goes, yeah, he's coming here next year. I said, what position does he play? He said he plays defensive end. I said, not anymore.
Right.
So you know, he had only played, I think, 3 games as a quarterback in 8th grade. They put him at quarterback in 8th grade. So this will only really be his 3rd year coming up playing quarterback. He started for us as a freshman. I wasn't the coordinator his freshman year, but yeah, wow, 3 years, and it's been great to watch him mature. He hasn't been groomed like the kid from Bullis last year. Since a young kid, he's really starting to get it. He's really understanding what it is to be a leader.
Right.
He also is understanding that he's not competing for a quarterback position on this team. He's not competing with kids from the county. He's not even competing with kids from the state. He's competing with kids around the entire nation.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had University of South Carolina and Syracuse, obviously, homeschool.
Yeah.
University of Maryland. We've had eight Division I programs come and see him this past end of the school year. So when you have a quarterback like that, obviously you want to make sure you bring him along the right way. You don't want to push him too hard, but you don't want to, be too soft on him. So it's been good. He's responded well. He's looked dynamite during the 7-on-7s this offseason. And through camp, he's just really being a much better leader, and he's way more focused than he has been in the past.
Right. No, absolutely. That's great to hear. And that's actually a kind of funny story how that kind of worked out for you guys and how you guys got him in there playing quarterback. Just talk about, and you've mentioned one of the biggest things that you want to make sure that you make people see is, of course, you're trying to do different things with the pride, try to get more people, more eyeballs on the Watkins Mill program. But the main thing that you always emphasize is you got to win. And having Markel Grant there and all the other weapons that you have at Watkins Mill at this point in time, looking at the division that you're in right now, in the side that you're in the 3A, just explain to people, because I said on the podcast this past week that I believe that you guys are going to win 2 playoff games and be in the semifinals. And, just explain to people why basically that's more than an attainable goal, and you guys actually have goals beyond that going forward.
For sure. I mean, once we did the realignment of the divisions, we saw that we weren't in the gauntlet anymore. And, during the regular season, obviously you got to go back into it in the playoffs, but the playoffs are a whole new ball game. We have an opportunity to take advantage of where we're at now, not discounting any of the other teams that we're in a division with, but when you are going up against, when you look at your schedule for the season and you don't see 3 or 4 of the top best teams in the 3A,
right,
it makes you breathe a little bit easier,
right.
It brings the morale up a little bit, and you have to take advantage of opportunities. Now, talking about winning, I mean, we talk to the kids. It doesn't matter if it's pick up sticks or go fish. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to win at all costs.
Right.
And that is our goal. I mean, but prior to me taking the job, the message was, or the goal was, let's make the playoffs. Let's make the playoffs. Let's win a playoff game. And it's like, for me, it's let's win the state championship.
Right.
That is we play to win football games, and we don't every single game.
Right.
We don't prepare through the week to lose. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
That's our main objective. That's our main goal. Last year we had a tough game. Obviously, we came back and played us great. But then we turned around and beat Potomac, and we're in the semifinals, like you said, man, for the state championship. So it's definitely obtainable, and we're excited about this opportunity coming up. 2016. Right,
absolutely. And you talked about winning every single game and having that mindset. And with that comes a belief that you can win every single game. Now, we all know the monsters that you guys have to face in Seneca Valley and Damascus. Do you believe that your kids at this point in time believe that when you line up versus those 2 teams, those 2 programs, we all know what those programs have done over the course of their history and in recent history, do you believe that you've instilled into those kids that when you line up, you're just as good and you can do anything that you need to do against these programs to get the victory?
Let me just start with this. Some people want to throw 7-on-7s under the bus, and yes, of course, the line isn't there, right? But this year has been our most successful 7-on-7 as far as tournaments or leagues or whatnot. We placed second in the Blair tournament and lost to Gonzaga in the finals by a touchdown. To me, like I said, you don't play to lose and you play to win. So that was a confidence booster this offseason. The offseason workout program, 44 strong, 45 strong, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that we lifted throughout the offseason. And it's not an easy thing to, I don't want to use the word brainwash, but it's not an easy thing to change a man's mind or a boy's mind from being used to one thing and turn to another thing.
Right.
We've been in camp for a week and a half.
Right.
And there's different techniques and things that I use to help them understand that anything they put their mind through is achievable. There's a boundary that they have to push through. Mind over matter and believing. And I think it was 3 days ago you're talking about belief. I asked them what is belief, and all the kids said what they had to say. But believing is knowing that you can attain something, or believing in something that you can't even see. And we've never beat Seneca Valley. We've never seen our score higher than Seneca's, but you have to believe you can do it. You have to believe it because you're going to play for your teammate and for one another. So to watch these kids all these week and a half, I mean, some of the kids been like, Coach, this has been the greatest camp I ever been to, blah, blah, blah. And that's great, but time will tell. I mean, it really will. It will. So hopefully we get to beat up on Frederick County and represent.
Right. Absolutely. We like that over here.
Yeah, already.
Yeah, you already know we like that over here. Absolutely.
So yes, the kids are confident, man. The kids are feeling good, man. We have a lot of new guys on our staff. We have a new O-line coach, Romelio Maynard. And when you talk about O-line coach, he's big, he's country, and he's young and he's excited.
Right.
And we haven't had a true O-line coach at Watkins Mill for, over 10 years, man. And he was a huge pickup. And we should do some good things this year.
I know it's going to be, it's a touchy subject right now, and if you can't expand on it, that's fine. But obviously, the events that happened, last week, with one of your better players, one of your leaders on your team, the heart and soul of your team, basically, in Daquan Wims. Can you give us I know it's a touchy subject right now. Can you just give us an update on him, a little bit, and how he's doing?
So yeah, he got attacked at the fair last week. He got stabbed.
Yeah.
And it was a very, very scary situation. A fight had broke out at
Right.
the fairgrounds.
Right.
And he got caught in the middle of just some melee. He was, I can't get into everything, but
Right.
from the craziness, and something happened where somebody tried to take his life, man. And to watch how I've known him for 3 years, and he, you favor some of your kids more than others, and he's definitely my favorite player that I coach. He's worked super hard this whole entire off season, in the weight room, on the field, and for him to experience this incident, I think is a big eye opener for him. Any of us could have been at the fair, but I think you got to make the right choice at the right time.
Right.
And he is definitely blessed to still be alive, man. It was a scary thing.
Absolutely.
Does it hurt our program? Of course. I mean, we like you said, he's a huge part of it. I mean, the kid, his own thing, they're uncoverable. And when you have somebody like that, a wide receiver, your team is that much better. But like we've been preaching even before he got hurt, it's next man up. So, there's a lot of hungry kids in line at the mill, and we'll be ready for week 1. The prognosis is Day came home today.
Absolutely, that's great.
Yeah, man, really, really good, man. The support, and that's the thing. You don't know how loved you are until you're down. You see who's there.
Right.
I mean, it looked like, you go to the hospital, it's like a family reunion. The whole hallway is full,
Right.
all the days he's been there. And
Right.
he should be back week 2. The doctor was like, for the incident that happened, because I could tell you about, the recovery process of a broken arm or, ACL, MCL.
Right.
But I don't know when it comes to that. And when the doctor told me,
right.
this is a 3-week thing and a pain tolerance thing for him, and the kid's tough as nails. I see him back for the Gaithersburg game, because that's a big game for us. I mean,
right.
We're not overlooking Frederick. We want to beat Frederick the way we want to beat every team. But Gaithersburg was my rival when I played there.
Right. Right.
And I think we may have beat them once in the entire history. So I told these kids they have opportunity to make history week 2, and they definitely want to be a part of it. So.
Right. No, absolutely. That, I mean, honestly, that to me, that's music to my ears, because when I first heard the news, I was worried that the kid would be out for a very long time, and obviously, be even beyond Watkins Mill, the effects on his life. When I know he loves football, and possibly getting a scholarship, getting film and things like that. I was kind of disappointed in that aspect of it as well. I know what he means to your team and your community. I mean, the love that was shown to him, not only from Watkins Mill people, but from people across the Montgomery County landscape, were showing love, because I believe that people see what kind of player he was. He like you say, he's tough as nails. He's one of those kids that will go over the middle, catch balls. He's one of those kids that will play defense. He'll play both sides of the ball, and I just love the fact that it's a good outlook right now for him, and that he's going to be able to get back on the field at some point this season. Just going forward, also, one of the kids, you said kids have to step up. One of the kids that you're definitely going to be leaning on now is Brian McNary. Talk about Brian real quick, and he's a kid that we really like at MocoFootball.com, and some of the things that he can bring just physically, and he looks like a kid that's definitely going to be a college kid at some point. So can you just expand on him and his role on the team?
Yeah, I've been telling Brian for years. I said, Brian, you're a running back. You're a running back. Oh, Coach, I want to play receiver. I said, you're a running back. Oh, Coach, I want to play receiver. I said, Brian, you have an opportunity to run for 1,500 yards, score 20 touchdowns, catch 5 to 10 touchdowns out the backfield. Because when he has the ball in his hands, the kid's vision is incredible. Right. And his balance is incredible. So when you and he ran track this year, so now his top end speed. I mean, he looks like a whole other guy running the football. With the ball in his hands, like what was it today? Yeah, he took 2 back to the house on kick return. You know what I mean? And it's great to watch how hard he's worked to be a leader. The kid's very, very, very cerebral. He's a very smart young man. He always has questions after practice, during practice. On the phone, texting. I mean, he's just a student of the game. He's the type of kid that, you know, in the future is going to be a great coach one day. Right. Easy to coach and a great leader, man. And he's a huge part to the puzzle. And I look forward, you know, to see what he's going to do this year on the football field. Right. You know, hold it down while number 9's on bed rest. Right. No, absolutely. And just to close it out, Coach.
You know, you've basically detailed everything that a lot of Watkins Mill people have been waiting to hear for a long time. I've talked to Watkins Mill people. They've been craving for a winner right now and for a while, and it sounds like you're on the right track for that. Just, you know, real quick, just to wrap everything up, sum up everything that we've said right here. What's basically the overarching message that you want to relay to your fans and relate to everybody that's listening to Orange Nation, and you know what you're trying to accomplish and everything. What's basically just your mission statement, what you're trying to get out there, just to Mogul sports in general.
Well, for us as a program, we want to make sure that I tell the kids every day, you know, let me step back up. When I first got the job, we had 44 kids ineligible. By the end of the school year, we had 0 kids ineligible. All right. So the message is we need to be students and then athletes. And it's every day. It's about community and going out to your community and doing things for your community and looking out for your brother and bringing each other up. Right. You know, the thing that I don't want to bring this up, but the thing that happened back at the fair is so ridiculous to me that the first opening night of the fair. You know, I will not take my kids there. Right. I won't take my family there. Right. It's ridiculous. Right. But this is our community currently. Right. And the power that our one school has, people don't really realize it. The football team in any program drives a school, high school, college, whatever. At our high school, our players have a great opportunity to help. Let me just single-handedly change the spirit, change the character of what happens in the schoolhouse. Right. Not only in the schoolhouse, but once it hits that, they have an opportunity to change what happens in our community. Right. How people foresee us, let me just say, people of color in our school, in our community. School Absolutely. Spirit, you know, even teams that aren't winning right now are still looking for school spirit. The times are changing, but, you know, the core values can't. Right. And there's no greater sport than football. I truly believe that. To help build young people. We're gonna have a program that does well in the books. We're gonna have a program that does well on the street, and we're gonna have a program and puts on the best show possible on the Friday Night Lights. So we're excited, man. The kids are busting every day in these 2 days, and you know. Can't wait for the game. We can't even wait for the scrimmage to happen. You know, we got a scrimmage on Saturday. We wish it was tomorrow. We were talking about this today. Right. Absolutely. Just a bleep, but we're trying to be on the map. Right. Nah. We need to be back, man. Absolutely. Well, Coach, I mean, honestly, like I said, thank you so much for coming on. This was an amazing interview. You know, obviously, you know, the first time you came on, you know, I screwed up the audio, so you know, I wanted to make sure I got you back on here, and again, you had an amazing interview, and
I appreciate everything that you're doing for Watkins Mill, and the better Watkins Mill is, the better our county is. So we're going to be rooting for you every single step of the way. And I'm going to try to make it out to the game. And if you have room for a Sherwood guy at the pep rally, I would like to, I might stop by, man. See what's going on. So just keep on doing what you're doing, Coach, and we'll definitely be checking you guys out.
For sure. Hey, look, thank you for having me on, Kevin. You're more than welcome to come. I got the flyer on my Twitter. It's at BrownBallin11. You can follow me to see if you want to come in. You're more than welcome anytime. Go Reams.